I work with some pros and stuff. And I talked to other guys about this. I was curious on your take. Now, even you're a good national level guy and stuff. What's it like? Do you get a lot of people? A lot of bodybuilders had said, usually it's like, 2 in 100 where people. What's the reaction from the public, I guess, to being a bodybuilder and stuff? Do you feel like people are pretty cool about it? Do people compliment you a lot? I know there's always someone who's going to talk shit about something no matter what you're doing. So, what's your experience with that?
Yeah. First, in the general public, I don't think a lot of people. First, as you get bigger, a lot of people are just like say stuff like, "Oh, you're big, big guy," or people look at you, or they'll say something about your physique, but I don't think they necessarily know you're a bodybuilder much. I don't think that's the first thing that comes to their mind, but I think, yeah, like, what do you do? Like, did you wrestle in college? Like, I think when we were getting our haircut that other day, he's like, you wrestle? I'm like, nah, bodybuild. So it's just kind of weird like that. But if they know you're bodybuilding, some people are weird about that. When they think bodybuilder, they think what you see in those pictures, and you walk around like that all year long. You're just like some ripped out dude. But honestly, you just look like a big athletic guy in the off season. And it's so damn hard and painful to look like that on stage that you only last like that for a couple of days, and then you're back. You start getting some water back in you and some carbs back in you, and you start smoothing out a little bit. I mean, you're still looking in really good shape, but you're not, a shredded freak walking around. So a lot of misconceptions about that for people who don't know the sport. For people who are kind of into it and they think it, I don't know, like, well, I've been eating healthy. I've been trying to do that. I'm like, it's a little beyond that. Like, eating healthy is just given. Now you're trying to measure everything, and everything that goes in your body is weighed. I try to tell them it's like being an accountant or trying to budget your bank account, or getting gas for your car. It's like you could either do it, be like, I'm going to spend better. I'm going to try to be better at spending. But what if you were like an accountant and you accounted for every penny that goes in and out of your bank account? Like, that's kind of what we do as bodybuilders for food. Or like I say, if you get gas for your car, our food is our fuel. So could you ever put fuel in your car, just pump, never look at the pump, just be like, I think that's enough. That should be good. Let's try that, So you always know how much gas you should probably get, in your car. So that's kind of how putting fuel in your body is the same way, measuring and everything. So a lot of people don't understand that with bodybuilding. That's my point. As far as negatives, there's just always some negatives. People always think you're doing some crazy, unhealthy stuff, and but a lot of people just don't understand, and a lot of it's just poor education, and not on them, but starting from the bottom when we're kids in school and stuff, and pushing things that are just poor education starting from the bottom. I mean, even starting with nutrition in the beginning of school, like the whole food pyramid. You get all your meat, most of your food with grains, and breads and grains, and then stuff like that, where really people know, like, it's almost upside down now. You want good healthy fats and proteins, and really your grains should be at the lowest point, and fruits and veggies in the in the middle towards the top. So even from the beginning, everything's just kind of been mistaught, I guess. So there's a lot of misconceptions about that as well. But other than that, I don't know. There's not really. I don't know, I'm such a loner too, and I'm so antisocial. I don't really experience a lot of it, but I know more about it because of what my wife Ashley talks about when she talks to someone and she mentions I'm a bodybuilder or something. I hear a lot of stuff from her, but I'm really selective. It's nice because it doesn't allow a lot of drama in my life, but I'm really selective about who comes in and out of my life and who so I don't really have to deal with a lot of that kind of stuff, and it's kind of nice. What?
Seriously, I never got a loader vibe. You always
really? Yeah. I can count on my hand people I actually go out into a public place with, I have a lot of acquaintances and people I keep in contact with, especially the people I've met in bodybuilding because we're so like-minded. But actually, friends that you talk to or go to their house or go to a movie or invite out maybe three people. So that's how it's kind of always been. I don't know. Even it's weird because even in the Marine Corps, I was like that. Like everyone in my platoon or anyone I was with, come Friday night or even during the weekday, but especially a Friday or Saturday night, they're up in the barracks drinking all night, having fun, all together. I'd go to the gym, come back, get on my computer, go to bed. I've always been different, you know. But it doesn't mean we were any less of a friends. My roommates were still my best friends. I still talk to them, but you know, it's just always a little different. They bother me because it doesn't affect me. I don't really care what other people do. If they want to be jackasses and stuff like that, I don't really care, because just like anything else, anywhere else in life, if it doesn't directly affect me, I don't really care what you're doing. I just do my thing, and you know, if my way turns out to be better, or whatever, I did it because I did it through, I led by example. I didn't have to talk about it or do whatever. And so nothing really bothers me, I guess, and that's one thing I say with like the whole mentally evolving and stuff, not letting outside things affect your emotion, you know, because it's not a real thing. So you just walk in your own path, in your own bubble, only let things come in and go out that you choose, you know, and don't let these outside things penetrate your bubble and affect you and throw you off course or affect your mental state or your emotional state. So nothing really in the sport bothers me. I don't really, no, because it's never really affected me personally, and I don't really get all emotional about it. I guess one thing that kind of would bother me is people who are not in the sport downing people who are in the sport, saying, oh, you're too skinny for girls who are in bikini, or this and that, because they have no idea what goes into it. So I guess that kind of bothers me, but I don't get too upset about it. But again, you know, you see a lot of stuff, especially with people. DLB has posted stuff like this on her Facebook and stuff, like especially Rob, because Rob is like a little bit more aggressive. He'll show comments from people and stuff. See, it's something you're just going to have to not let bother you, especially if you ever want to become a pro or well-known. There's going to be, the more popular, the more haters there's going to be, the more negative people you're going to be, but it doesn't affect your life. It's not going to slow you down from being successful, continuing to be successful, while those people are continuing to sit on Facebook and, you know, degrade you and stuff. Like, you're still going to continue to climb your ladder. They're going to continue to go in their direction in their life, and you're never going to probably cross paths ever again. So what's one couple words going to really do to you, you know? You're still going to do what you do in life, no matter if they said it or if they didn't say it. So really, I don't know. That's the only thing I think in the whole sport that would be close to actually bothering me. It's not actually people in the sport, it's people outside the sport. And there's going to be jackasses in the sport and stuff, but as long as they're not downing other people, I guess, and not, because everyone likes to talk about themselves all the time, sometimes. You know, some people do it way more than others, but that's fine. But as long as they're not downing other people who are not in the sport or trying to degrade other people, I guess that would kind of bother me too, now thinking about it. But because the whole sport should be about helping other people and helping them be better versions of themselves, and you're not setting a very good example if you're downing other people. So
you started just the end of last year. You and Brandon started a clothing company. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about it and how you started, bud.
Yeah. I'll let Brandon talk about it, because it was his idea to start it off, and I kind of came in and joined along with him to help get it going. So I'll let him explain the whole development and stuff of it.
We started Rack Up last year. Our official launch was September the 18th. And what we were looking for originally was just motivational fitness apparel, just something that people would feel comfortable wearing either to the gym or out for a little bit. I brought Nick on board as a partner because we kind of became friends throughout the Rack Up. He kind of showed a little bit of interest in it. He came to the show. He helped out. And him and I just became pretty good friends, you know, and I respected the knowledge that he has as far as the fitness industry goes, and that his wife has as far as what people are wearing in the fitness industry. So we kind of just started to collaborate, and the ideas fell together even better.
Hopefully everything goes well with that, and Nick will catch up with you. You're 9 weeks out now. As you get closer,
yeah, maybe do some other videos, like you said, maybe day in life. But yeah, so yeah, I look forward to it. This was fun. We always have a good time. Hopefully some of the stories are fun. Nobody cries.
Somebody cries.
All right.